This is my project. For my project, I made Flappy Bird, and let me just show you how it works. So press R to restart, and then you just press the space bar. So you press the space bar to jump, and then if you hit the pole, you die. And also if you hit the floor, you die as well. Yeah, and then also you can't go too high. Yeah, like I'm trying to jump and it won't let me, so it stops at that height. Cool, and then there's like a score up here that just counts like how many seconds you survived. So looks like I survived 3 seconds. And so let me show you what I did for the code. So this here is my gravity simulator, and so this is actually something I got from a Max forum. So what the forum had was like this gravity simulator that outputs the Y position of an object. So as you can see, like here, like this bar shows like the outputted simulated position, and then every time you hit the space bar, the bird goes up, and so the simulator goes up, and then it takes this gravity and multiplies it by the forces onto the position to update it. And then I also have some generative music based on the position of the bird. So I basically mapped like all the numbers from 0 to 30 to E minor scale, and then since this gravity simulator, I made it output numbers from 0 to 30. I just pass it here, and then it just gives you a note in the E minor scale, and then it just plays it here. And I also added an interval to sound interesting. So yeah, and then when you die, it plays this quack sound. So yeah, and then the actual game stuff is over here. So first I have this bird, and so as you can see, like when I start, the bird it flies, and so it has this little flying animation. And so how I made this flying animation is I have a script here that loops through like these assets. It's in another file called game.assets. So if I just show that file, like here it like loops through each of the images, and then it makes them into a matrix, and then it like puts them out, and then this outlet here takes the matrix, converts it to a texture, and then puts it onto a shape that I put onto this plane. And so this shape here is just for rendering the image. And then I also have a sphere behind the image that represents the bird, like the physics of the bird. So for this project, I really explored the jit.phys library, and so I used like this sphere behind the image as a collision detector for the bird. And so this body here can detect collisions, and here it like detects the collisions like so. And then once it detects one, it sends like a message that the bird died. So basically, if the bird touches like any of the pipes or anything, it will send like a message that it died. Here I just have the floor, which is a physics body and a flat cube, a very, very flat cube. And then before I talk about the pipes, I'll just mention the camera and the world. The camera is just set hella far back so that you can see everything that's going on. And then the world is just a regular jit.gl world, and I deleted the physics world box because I didn't want that. And then for the background, it's a skybox and a cube map with an image of the sky and stuff. All of these images, like the bird pipe in the background, are from like a GitHub that's open source, like for everyone to use. Here I cited it, and they just have all the Flappy Bird assets. And so this is what I did for the background. And then the score is this. So it just has a counter, and it counts like higher and higher every second. And then it shows this message, like the restart message, whenever you die. So like whenever you die, it sends a bang to the second inlet, which triggers this restart message, and then it disappears when you start. Okay, and then the pipes, I think, are the most complicated. So here we have some floats, and these are all the X positions that the pipes start at. So as you can see, they're all evenly spaced apart like so, and there's like, you can't see it, but there's like 3 more out here that are off the screen, and that they will like slowly move to the left and appear onto the screen. Then for the pipes, basically it takes in the start bang, stop bang, and a starting X coordinate for each individual pipe instance. So this is one instance of a pipe, and by one instance I mean just one of these here. So like the top one and the bottom one is one instance of a pipe, and so it sends like the X coordinate where it starts, and then after that, first like both the pipe down and pipe up code is like pretty similar. It just has different sprites because the pipe up one is facing upwards, pipe down is facing downwards. But besides that, like basically the code is the same. So I'll just show you the one for pipe down. But basically the bang comes in to start, and then it uses this jit.anim.drive to move the pipe to the left. So it does that, and then once the pipe hits less than -45 in the X position, it gets sent all the way back to the other side. So here I send a message 45 to reset the position of the pipe. So basically this pipe is like moving to the left, and then when it gets to -45, it teleports like all the way back here and then continues moving, and then that's what all the pipes do, basically. They're just offset, so it looks like there's like a bunch of pipes that keep generating. And then, yeah, it also, the pipes do have a physics body as well, because they have to collide with the bird. And so, yeah. And then the fourth inlet for the pipe is the Y position. And so the Y position of the pipes are randomized every time they get sent back, and in the initial starting of the game. And how I did that is here I have this like random generator, and then it just sends like a random Y position to the pipes. And every time the pipe reaches -45 and resets to the other side, it outputs a bang, which generates another random number for this pipe. Cool, so that's how I did my pipes, and yeah, that's pretty much it. Let me see. Yeah, so how I keep track of the game states is I only have a dead state and a playing state, and basically like when it's in the playing state is triggered by this start message, and the dead state is triggered by a died message, and then whatever items can trigger a change in state are responsible for outputting and sending that state as bang. So like this one, if you collide with something, it outputs like a message that you died, and then same here, like if you touch the ground, so your Y position is 0, it outputs a message that you died. And then for the starting, here, if you press R, it will restart the game. And so it sends like a start message out. And then it will, all the items that have to be initialized receive like the start message, and then all the items that have to be stopped or have to like do some kind of thing for the dying state will receive a died message. So yeah, that is my game.